Our next guest makes his debut on the program. That'll be Quinten from Boston College. The Eagles fresh off their big win on the road at Notre Dame. QP joins us.
Hey.
So, all right, big man, what do you like better? You like firing up that three or battling inside? I mean, you got some flexibility in your game. Which one do you like better?
First of all, thanks for having me, guys. I still prefer being down low in the paint. Getting it down there, and then I like shooting the three ball second for sure.
Yeah, well, it looks like you had both things going on Saturday, man. You throw 29 on the board. It felt like you could do anything you wanted.
Yeah, it was a good game for me. Just happy it went the way it went, for sure. I started off the game hitting some three-pointers, and after that I kind of found my rhythm inside. Happy to get the win for sure.
You were 2 for 8 from 3 heading into the game, and you finished the game 4 for 5. At what point in the game, like, did the first one go through and you were like, all right, I kind of feel it? How often are you working on threes? When did you just decide to stick with that in this game?
I think I work on my shot almost every day, like try to get into practice early and get a few up. I've always shot throughout my youth basketball, like try to develop that. So yeah, it's always been kind of part of my game. In this game, I think I started off the game shooting 3 threes like quickly in a row, making all 3 of them. So that was just a great feeling. They kind of came my way. Great passes from my teammates for sure. So happy it went the way it went.
Now, Quinn, you started the season, still trying to get back healthy. And since you got back healthy, you've been averaging 14 points for your team. You truly have built your way up in this season to your season high 14 rebounds, 29 points this past game. How are you feeling right now, gaining your momentum and getting your feet underneath you in this season?
Yeah, like you said, I have been battling, kind of getting back from my injury. During my injury, I wasn't really able to do any extra cardio, any extra running. So the first few games, I also added a few pounds, right? So the first few games were very tough, cardio-wise, running up and down, the court-wise. But yeah, I've been feeling better every game, getting back into better game shape. I was still trying to work my way up, but I've been feeling better for sure, and try to keep this up.
All right, I'm going to switch gears on you a second. From Amsterdam, is that correct?
Yes, sir. Correct.
Okay. I have had a couple of conversations with student athletes from Amsterdam, and I'm trying to figure out why we can't find a great stroopwafel in the United States.
I knew it.
Why? I mean, because when I visited Amsterdam in the Netherlands, they were so good. If I lived there, I'd be 575 pounds. Why can't we find that in the States? I mean, and do you know of a distributor or somebody that we can work out maybe some name, image, and likeness deal that you can make a small fortune while you're at BC? Why can't we not pull that off here in the States?
Well, I knew you would go there for sure. I gotta admit, even though I'm from Amsterdam, I'm not too familiar with the stroopwafel game. So I don't think I could link you up. But I know.
All right.
I know they taste good down there in Amsterdam.
All right. Let me do this one for you. I love apple pie. Winkel 43. You ever been there in Amsterdam?
I don't know. I'm probably not, honestly.
You'd know if you'd been there. You know if you'd been there. You know what? In fact, if you had gone there when you were in Amsterdam, you probably never would have been to the United States. You'd have just said, you know what? This is where I need to be.
Forever.
This is it. End of story. So how have you adjusted to our food? I'm just curious. I know you've been over here for a while because you got great food over there, man.
Thank you. Well, I'll tell you this. When I came to the United States, I think I was 215, and that was my freshman year. I'm a senior now, so in the span of 4 years, I made my way up to 250, 255. So yeah, the American food has been treating me well. That's about 40 pounds in chicken wings and hamburgers. So yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm going to count
Sounds
part of
about
that
right.
going to Mississippi State, man. You go down there where you get you some good barbecue down there at Start Vegas and put the weight on you now. I mean, you go up to Boston, it's a little more refined, a little more sophisticated.
Maybe, yeah. I can see that. Yeah. Well, but I needed it, so yeah, that's all good.
Yeah.
Sounds like America to me,
That's
in a
exactly
nutshell.
right.
I'll play off of that because you did come over from Amsterdam. You go to the South where you played at Mississippi State, and then you go all the way to Boston where it's very different up in the Northeast. What did you learn about the South of the United States and about the Northeast that you just never knew before, and how different it is?
I would say that Boston is a lot more similar to my home situation. I think the people here are a little bit more focused on themselves. When you walk over the street here in Boston and you see somebody, you don't really nod particularly. Like, people just kind of focus on themselves, kind of go their own way. Down south, I couldn't really walk around too much without people like noticing something. Usually it was my height. They asked if I would play basketball. Like, people are way more involved with each other down south, which at first was a big adjustment for me, but I kind of got to like it a little bit. Over here, it's way more like home. It's just a faster pace of life. People mind their own business, kind of. Yeah, so I would say that's the biggest difference.
Quinten, can you imagine if you went back to Amsterdam on that goofy cowbell? They'd run you back over here to the United States, wouldn't they? After at Stark Vegas with that cowbell. And you go back to Amsterdam with that, they'd say, dude, get back to the United States where you belong. We don't even want you over here again.
I don't know about that. I had a great time down south, so I'm not going to say anything bad about it.
Quality people down there, no doubt.
Now,
100%.
Quinten, I know you're a big 7-footer, man, and another guy from Amsterdam like yourself, Jesse Edwards. Did y'all end up crossing paths? I know you guys comment on each other and follow each other on social media, but did y'all ever play on the same team together?
Me and Jesse basically grew up together playing basketball. We both are from Amsterdam. We both played at the same club. Started in the under 14 is how we do it with the age categories. So we started playing together when we were 12 or 13 years old, I think. And since then, I think we've played on the same team 3 times. We actually won the national championship in the under 18 competition in 2018, 2019. Yeah, and we've been friends for so long. I remember we always used to stay out longer after practice, play one-on-one, and we kind of grew together too. We were both very late bloomers, kind of grew later than some of the other guys. So very comparable, and he's one of my better friends, certainly one of my best friends in the basketball world. So yeah, great guy. I always love playing against him for sure.
So y'all weren't 2 7-footers on the same team. You didn't have that Twin Towers effect with both of you guys, or did you?
A little bit. I'll be honest. I don't think we started together. I think he was working through some injuries around that age. I think I started, and he came off the bench. But I remember he finished the season off really well. I think we both weren't that good yet. I think we both developed kind of later. So I don't know if we were as dominant as we would be now, for sure.
Quinten, growing up in the way you did, who did you pattern your game after? I mean, who were the guys that you watched and you said, hey, you know what? I could play like that guy. That's what I'm going to be growing up.
My favorite player growing up was Dirk Nowitzki. I started playing basketball around 2010 to 2011. It was actually around the series where the Mavs beat Miami. So Dirk, obviously being a European skilled big, shooting the ball, it was very easy to model my game after. Although it is funny because I didn't know I was going to be this tall, right? But nowadays, I don't think I play like Dirk too much. I think I'm a little bit more physical than he was, or at least trying to be more physical than he was. So right now I kind of look at guys like Joel Embiid, Jokic. Yeah, those are kind of more guys that these days I kind of look up to, try to model my game after a little bit.
Yeah, pretty good models to look up to. You mentioned physicality, and we had Florida State women's basketball player Sarah Bajetti on the show, and she's from Finland, and she was very vocal with us about the fact that when you play European ball and you grow up playing that, how much more physical it is than it is in the United States. How do you perceive that, and have you had to kind of translate your game to kind of back off a little bit, knowing that if you get too physical, you might hear the whistle too much?
No, honestly, I cannot. I don't really find myself in that. Well, for me, the biggest difference, like I said, when I came here to the States, I was 215, so I didn't play physical at all. Back in the days, I was more like a shooter, driver, kind of played on the wing. But I kind of developed that part of my game coming here to the United States, putting on that weight, getting stronger. I think the college ball is very physical, honestly. The refs do call some fouls in the post, that's true, but you got to learn how to play with that. So youth basketball, I can say that my European experience was more physical than what I have experienced here in America.
Now, QP, man, when you get a little bit of free time, you know, what do you like to do in your downtime here in America, man? You're in Boston, so what are you doing on your downtime?
So I live in an apartment with 5 of my teammates. Honestly, like we have a gaming setup. We kind of have our stuff all out in the living room. Basically I just spend all my time with those guys, man. I'm having so much fun here in college. Spending time with my guys, playing video games, going out to eat with them. Pretty basic stuff, honestly. But I'm also just trying to enjoy my time here as a college student, for sure. That's I think what I spend most of my time doing.
All right, this is going to be a really stupid question, but I'm going to ask it anyhow. Can you skate?
What kind of skating? Ice skating or
Yes.
skateboarding? Yeah, I'm a pretty decent ice skater.
I figured as much, given your background.
7-foot
Anybody that lives in Amsterdam's got to be able to skate or you can't go anywhere. So when's the last time you were on a pair of skates?
I think it was last winter. I think it was in Mississippi or in Alabama. I think I went there over the break, and there was a little skating ring. I do have to say that I hadn't skated in a while, so I had to get back used to it. I've always skated.
So what's it like when a 7-footer puts on a pair of skates and is zipping around somewhere in the backwoods of Alabama? I mean, that's got to be crazy.
I mean, I don't know. You got to ask the people that were there. It probably looked pretty funny, but.
Somewhere Earl Grant is saying, please, QP, do not put on a pair of skates right now. We need you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay healthy, man.
Yeah,
He says absolutely not.
Well, listen, I'm glad you're back at 100%, my man. And again, congratulations on the big game and the big win over the weekend. We look forward to watching the rest of the way. And thanks for having some fun with us.
Okay, thank you guys for having me.
You got it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, Quinn.